Hello everyone, a little vlog post talking about my unemployment situation, quitting my job, and a couple of years of chaos and an uncertainty, and had me thinking about what it actually means to embrace chaos, which is something most of my life so recovering from my teenage years, like many of you have been to college, you finished high school, you went to college. I didn't have that, all right? I didn't even finish high school, to be honest with you. All the jobs I've had, I just lied, Yeah, I graduated from Bob Reeve High School in Adak, Alaska, which I did go to school, high school, freshman year, I believe, Adak, Alaska, in the Aleutian Islands. That high school doesn't exist anymore, so it conveniently gave me a way to, say I graduated when I didn't. Did I feel bad about that? Not really. I mean, high school, there's just a lot of really dumb people who have graduated from high school. I have a 10th grade education, I believe it is, but I've learned stuff, I've studied stuff, I've been a machinist, I went to shop math calculus class, which was college credited. I have college credits as a non-high school finishing person, which is kind of funny. But going back to the topic and really, stepping out into that place of, and my wife was pretty freaked out. Like, you just quit your job. Couldn't you have at least hung in there until you found another job? And I think that was the problem, was that the whole getting a job, when I really haven't been much of a job guy. I've been more of an entrepreneur throughout my life. But the truth of the matter is, seeking out new opportunities when you're working a job 40 hours a week, that is a drain on your time, Monday through Friday, right? That business time and energy. This job is stressful and takes a lot out of me, the job at Ford. So it just had to go, and I had to make a conscious choice to take a risk and gamble, and that's when things change, and it doesn't always work out. I'm not Tony Robbins or anything here, that's not some self-help kind of yay, go get 'em kind of stuff, because it is risky, and it is scary. But that's usually when things change, right? Is when we grow and we evolve. It happens when we get out of our comfort zone. And yeah, man, just abruptly quitting my job is without a real plan was not, that's getting out of your comfort zone. That's me getting out of my comfort zone for sure. But I felt like it had to be done. Just that feeling deep inside, I gotta get out of this place. It's the last thing I ever do. So the timeline on my videos lately, there's a handful of people who watch a lot of these videos, and my timeline has been not congruent with how I'm uploading things. So when I first quit, I didn't make videos for a while. I think I made a few, or I uploaded a few. I uploaded a lot of that Ford content just because I had it in my phone while I worked there, and I wanted to get it out, out in the world. If I could help people with their Ford issues with some of that content, that's what I do this for, I suppose, right? Making YouTube videos, Russ, is that the most important thing to be doing right now? You need to focus on paying the bills and getting things, and my wife does work too, but I major breadwinner. It's kind of how it's been in our family. I've been the guy who goes out and pays the bills, and she's done the laundry and dinner and groceries and all of that stuff. She has an Avon business that she does on the side, and she still does that. It brings in some money, but not enough for both of us to live on. So yeah, I was in that place of, oh wow, but it's also releasing my anxiety over it to a certain extent, and I want to explain that a little bit. I remember, so I have a recovery background. That's another reason I didn't finish high school. I was a rowdy kid. I used to deal drugs. I have a criminal background. I have an arrest record. All of that stuff is over 30 years old. So I've kept my nose clean for 30 years. I wouldn't have been able to do things like Uber and Lyft and, GoPuff and TaskRabbit. It's another one that I'm going to be doing some videos on if I didn't, because they make you, even working at the shops, you have to have background checks nowadays. You have to pass background checks. I think that's another reason why I got into the sales I did at the time when I was a younger man, and I did that all the way up into my 40s, being a salesperson for a pizza franchise. They didn't care, right, about my background doing that job. But, getting off the dope, staying off the dope, and, not drinking myself unconscious or reverting back into self-destruction and that kind of behavior had me look at life differently. Let's say that. And I remember as a younger man, I started getting involved in the stock market. I started making some real money in the pizza business there and learning how to invest that. I always learned to learn from people who knew more than I did. If you can do that, right? If you can glean knowledge and wisdom from people that know more than you, you're doing better than most people in this world. There's this little passage, Proverbs, that says that wisdom is screaming in the streets, right? Wisdom is overflowing with truth and knowledge, and it's out there in the streets screaming at the top of her lungs, and no one's listening. There's a lot of truth to that. So learning from people who knew more than I did, I got involved with trading stocks, and this is back in the day when you had to pay a broker, up to $17 a trade at the time. And then I got into stock options, even gambling a little money and some friends and I. But I remember sitting at this table, and my broker is a local guy, and he has some rich friends, and they all come in and hang out in his office. He had this big, oval table, and guys would come in and smoke cigars, and some would bring whiskey. And I remember going to one of these, and they would just talk stocks. And one guy said something that stuck with me. I can't remember the stocks, a lot of the stocks they were talking about. I remember Google IPO'd. Like, I wish I would have bought more of that. Whoa. Anyway, one of these men said something that stuck with me for a long time, and it's been, part of my attitude moving forward in situations like these. He said, they were just kind of nonchalantly talking about this, talking about business ideas and ways that they've made money in the past, and some of their kids are making money. And this guy says, and he looked at me and he goes, Russ, there is 100,000 ways to make money in this world. You just got to be smart. You got to sniff out opportunity, and you got to be able to work hard. And that always stuck with me. And moving forward in my life, that and faith, there's something to faith. Faith is embracing chaos. There's so many religious people that get bound up on certainty. They're so certain about what the Bible says about this or that, or this translation's the right one and that one isn't. And, and it's not just Christianity. There's a number of religions out there that are just, people study and go to school and get degrees and divinity, and it's just eroding the faith structure of it. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. No one is guaranteed tomorrow. Everyone is taking risks. Everyone is gambling all the time. So I don't know how that grips you in dealing with anxiety or fear and depression or things that I've had to deal with in my life. Anxiety at an emotional level, not so much a physical level. I don't fear a lot at a physical level, and that's got me into trouble too. But anxious of my value in the world is something that I've honestly struggled with. It's been a part of my story. So I don't know. Thanks for listening. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you on that topic. If that's something that you're tracking with me on. If you hate your job, you don't have to do a job you hate. That sounds maybe arrogant to some of you, but it's true. Not gonna do My Friend of Misery. It's a Metallica song. I'm just not gonna do it. Later. Bye.